Alright, what's up guys? Hope you all had an enjoyable St. Patrick's Day yesterday. Since I am recording this one day in advance, I don't know what I will have done yesterday. Hopefully that's a sign of extreme inebriation and not boredom. But for now, I figured the next best thing to do, since I couldn't do a doubleheader with Tornado Survives, I would upload the next one immediately after, so I could not feel as rushed and still have material for 2 days, but, you know, just keep the same opponent theme going, I guess. Does that make sense? Whatever. We'll go ahead and upload it. Not upload it. We've already uploaded it if you're watching it, but we'll play it back right now. So as you can see, he's got Jirachi, Latios, Natore. Those are the real only things I'm worried about. But I have a fire type on the team, so it's fine. This is using that team that I had been using for a couple weeks, you know, prior to this string of uploads. It was just the Mammal Swine and all that stuff. So leads with Rachi, and I predicted him to go to Latios, predicting the Earthquake, but he goes out to Natore, who's also going to take the Icicle Crash, you know, just neutral. It'll do less than Earthquake, but at least I will have done some damage to either Latios. I probably would have OHKO'd Latios if that came in. But I go for the Earthquake now, and he just takes this opportunity to set up his rocks. Doesn't quite do enough. If I had gone for 2 Earthquakes, it more than likely would have taken it out. But, you know, had he gone to Latios, I would have gotten any damage on it. And I know, seeing Latios, I don't know what kind of Latios it is, but I desperately need Mammal Swine. So I switch out, and I go to my Rotom Heat, right? So, because I'm going to take the Fire Attack, at least what I think is going to be the Fire Attack. And he goes for the Sub. And I'm like, I don't think I've seen a Victini with Sub before, this little ass wings thing of yours. What am I going to do about it? So he goes for the Focus Blast. It's one of the only things I have to take a hit, because I know he's not going to go for a Fire move. And I just end up going for the Shadow Ball, because super effective and whatnot. I'm actually kind of glad that I still have Shadow Ball instead of Pain Split at this point. Thinking about it, I should swap Pain Split. I just, you know, cannot be bothered to switch it out. So for some reason, he ends up switching, and he goes to Lucario. And I predict the Focus Blast, and I go into my Tentacruel, which is also a good matchup here. I mean, if he has a special... He has a special Lucario right here. I don't know if he's packing Psychic, but that's one of the only things that can hit me hard. So I decide to set up the Toxic Spikes. I mean, there's really only 1 or 2 things on his team that are going to get affected by it. But he goes for the Dark Pulse, and because he's modest with all that stuff, he's modest with the Life Orb and all that, does a decent amount, is what I'm trying to say here. I don't know why I even went into that. But I get the 1-layer setup, I go for the Surf, and then he chooses now to go into his Latios. And I don't know what kind of Latios this is. I don't know if it's Scarf, I don't know if it's Specs. I might as well stay in, try to take a hit, and find out. I'm thinking from half health I won't be able to take it anyways, but, you know, there was still that possibility in my mind that if it was Scarf, I possibly could have taken it. But I'm thinking he's choiced, and because he switches out, it's confirmed that he's probably Specs. So I decide to go to Alakazam, go for the Signal Beam, as he decides to U-turn. And looking at it, it's like, okay. So I end up taking it fine. Well, not really fine. I live. But I go for the HP Fire, predicting to switch to either Natore or Lucario. And that ends up working out great, because I kill off the Lucario. And he doesn't know what kind of hidden power it is. So I'm going to keep this for later when I need to kill off Natore, so that's all good to go. Anyways, I go out to Rotom, who is actually going to Quad Resist to the Iron Head, which is just fan-fucking-tastic. I couldn't ask for anything more on Rachi. But I'm really low on health, and he actually ends up flinching me that first turn. And he does about 5 damage. And he does a little more, and he flinches me again. And this is the closest I've ever been to, you know, being able to kill off Arachi, and he just ends up flinching me to death from that low of health because he gets a crit. I would have lived with 2 or with 1, but nope, nothing. So I end up going into Virizion, pure rage here, not thinking about what I'm going to do, and as a result, you know, I just end up going for the close combat, and it actually takes it out, but I end up taking a lot from Iron Head, and I very possibly could have died. And I was thinking, you know, he got 3 flinches in a row. If he gets a 4th, I'm just going to be really pissed off, and this match is just going to go to hell. So, he brings in Latios. I don't know what I was expecting, but he goes for the Psy Shock, I think that was. So I decided to go out to Alakazam, because I know he locked himself in on something. I guess he just left it in as fodder. I don't really understand the reasoning for leaving that in. But he actually lives the Life Orb Shadow Ball, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? Come on. That must have been Min. Wow, whatever. Okay, so he's locked in on Psyshock, and this is what I should have done first, because he's locked in, right? So I'll have that immunity. So I decide to set up a sub. You know, because I'm a little hat, and I stall shit and whatnot. And this is why I have Toxic Spikes going, so I can actually stall for health behind sub, just in case I can't get the Parasong up. I don't think I do end up getting the Parasong, but he's going to keep trying to hit me with Thunders, because he's got Thunder and he's got Focus Blast. Thinking about it, Focus Blast is actually a little more accurate, but I'm at the range right now where I can stall him out with Life Orb and with fucking Poison. So I decide to go for a Roost because he misses his Thunder, and I'm like, woo fucking who, you know? And if he hits a sub, he'll end up with Life Orb and Poison. But he doesn't hit it, and I don't know, there wasn't really much I could do. I wish he missed it here, but he doesn't. So, you know, all I can really do is set up the sub next turn. I guess that miss really helped him more than it did me, because now he goes into Terrakion, and all I can really do is I can sub solid for 3 turns, get some poison going, and hopefully he misses one of these hits is what I'm banking on. But I haven't seen this match in a while. It's been weeks since we've done this match, possibly a month or so. It's probably been about, I don't know, I haven't checked the file. But he keeps going for Stone Edge for some reason. And I guess he's trying to bait me into going for the Roost, and I'm wondering when he's going to, because if he predicts it right and he hits me with the close combat, then I'll end up, you know, just getting completely boned. And I keep banking on that miss, and I don't get it. And he just finally decides, you know what, I'm just going to go for the close combat, I really don't care. So, he's got Life Orb, and he's got Poison stacking against him, as he did with this Victini, which actually makes Little Hat, you know, kind of a decent staller, as long as you have 1 layer set up. If you have 2, then it takes a little longer to build up, but it works out. Unfortunately, you know, there's not much I can do right here. I don't want anything else to take a close combat. So I'd rather, you know, just have him be down for the count at this point, and then he takes Life Orb, and then he takes Poison, and I can come in with Mamoswine and pick him off with an Ice Shard, which was my initial goal, I remember, at the time, that I wanted him low enough to the point where I could take him out with Ice Shard. And since I didn't actually end up taking out Latios, and it's in red health, I end up dealing with it now. If I had taken out earlier, then that previous turn would have been the game. But since it lived, he brings it in, and this ends up being the game. So that was a fun match as well. You know, I actually put some thought into this team, and it does pretty good for itself. So I'm kind of proud of it. And I believe that was a 2-0, whatnot. Okay, this is Friday's upload, which I'm recording on Thursday. I don't know whether or not I will be streaming tonight. I more than likely will, depends on if my dad goes out of town. If he doesn't, then whatever. If he does, then yeah, sure, why not? I might end up streaming. I might have streamed last night. I guess trying to think about it from the past tense perspective in the present tense. We'll see how that goes. Also, I'm thinking about starting my new Let's Play probably the week after next, since I just finished this one, all that stuff. I also just recently hit 5,000 subscribers in the middle of my last video, so I want to say, you know, thank you to all of you. Once again, it's pretty much just going to come off as the same kind of thank you from 4,000, but with plus 1,000 more, you know. It's good to have you guys around. I really appreciate your comments and your input and all of that. And I just keep doing this content for you guys. So if you keep enjoying it, just keep leaving likes, you know, keep leaving comments, and I'll keep going. I got no problem with it. And that'll do it for today. So I will see you guys on Saturday for the last day of our daily uploads week. So I will see you then.